Welcome to another episode of TeeVo The Beard, this time brought to you by coffee, Danish, and the 5 minutes of peace and quiet that you stole from me.
Wow. Well,
well, one of those is true.
well, that was the Beard, and I'm TeeVo.
Yes.
You cannot see us, but welcome today.
Welcome, yes. Of course, this week we get to start talking about Supergirl, F.L.A.S.H, and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
If you joined us at any moment in time before now, shouldn't be surprised.
Right, but if you're one of our dozen regular listeners, welcome.
Yes.
Welcome to all of you, but
Yes.
we love the crazy dozen there that seems to stick with us no matter what we talk about on our show.
Yes.
Now, one thing that we've started doing is having a nice little break between our icebreaker or whatever opening we do and the spoilers, and we're going to keep with that. I think that's working out well.
So you have a signal,
Yes.
I know people who say, I would listen, but do you talk about things I don't know? Well,
right.
We're going to talk about, fun stuff.
Yeah.
And then spoiler fun stuff.
Yeah. Now, well, first, before we even do the icebreaker, I'm not sure if you were as familiar, if you grew up with as much as Mary Tyler Moore as I did.
I did in a sense of it was all reruns, obviously.
Yeah, yeah.
It was just a household name.
Mm-hmm.
Like Dick Van Dyke.
Right.
You just know who Dick Van Dyke is.
Right.
And Mary Tyler Moore, you know who Mary Tyler Moore is. So in that sense, I did grow up. When the Mary Tyler Moore show syndicated on Nick at Night when I was watching it.
That's when I watched it. Yeah.
I didn't really get it.
Mm-hmm.
I had a problem with it because there were some shows I just didn't like. Granted, it was shows like Dragnet where it was like, okay, what?
Yeah, I didn't care for Dragnet.
What 4-year-old is watching the black and white Dragnet?
Right.
And liking it.
Or any version of Dragnet, really. I'm 36 and I still don't like it.
So, I didn't enjoy it like I probably would now were it to be on, a streaming website.
Yeah.
But I don't remember, not enjoying it. And I, always thought Mary Tyler Moore was pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, she was definitely ahead of her time. She was one of the, leading ladies in comedy and, the fight for equal rights and things like that. So 2017 is already starting by taking another one from us there.
But, I don't know if there is any solace in thinking, but, much like a good majority of the ones from 2016, she lived a pretty full life.
Right, yeah, 80 years old. Yeah.
I mean,
that does make it easier. Yeah.
I mean, that's already, in a sense, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that we were watching Mary Tyler Moore in black and white, and she has made it till now.
Yeah.
While it sucks, but, 80 years old, that's...
Yeah.
That's better than a 40-something or 50-something.
Very true, yeah. So, and
if that offers any kind of solace to anyone.
Yeah, and as amazing as she was, she didn't really have that much of an impact on geek culture.
No.
So, but I still wanted to, mention her and put her...
But I said it's one of those things where you just know her name.
Right, yeah. Even if you're not exactly sure what from.
She transcended into just culture.
Right.
That is important. That's worth mentioning.
Yes, definitely. So, our thoughts and all that are with her family and those who did, know her and spend time with her. So, but my icebreaker, to kind of go up from that, I wanted to get the morbid stuff out the way first. So I have an icebreaker / rant.
Okay. So, normally, I am the one with this.
I know, and this isn't something that's even recently happened to me, but it was something I was thinking about because I was listening to another podcast, the Judge John Hodgman podcast, where he's an internet judge. He's also a comedian and television and movie actor. But one of his quote-unquote cases was a wife had brought her husband up again on the charges of the fact that he's a programmer, and they'll be watching TV or whatever, and he'll be on his computer, doing work while they're together watching TV. And she wants him to not do that. And the judge kind of put it up as, technology is what it is nowadays. Some people will get on their phones or whatever, or computers or tablets while watching television. And the television will either be... Right. The television will either be like background noise, or it'll just be, the simple fact, I think in the case... the husband's argument was, well, we're still sitting together. We're still in the same vicinity while the show's on.
Okay.
I'm on the wife's side on this, though. And I'm going to bring up a couple examples and see, where we match, where we both stand on this. So I'm going to do the big one first.
Okay.
if I'm presenting something, maybe a TV show or a movie to you, and it's very important to me, original Star Trek or, Star Wars movie that you haven't seen somehow, and
Well, let's just say you're showing it to a child, in a sense, like for the Star Wars thing.
Well, no, it has to be somebody who's using a phone or something for this example.
No.
Okay.
Children today have
that's true.
But I get what you mean. Okay.
Yeah.
But we're gonna
keep it all.
I'm back on your level.
All adults here, so that way they know better. An adult knows better.
Yeah.
So, let's say you have never seen the movie Serenity.
Okay.
I'm not sure we could be friends, but let's say you hadn't, and I say, okay, this is a very important movie to me. It's a very important movie to geek culture. I'm already telling you, it's not a surprise that I'm showing it to you. And you're on your phone or something halfway through the movie, or even any way through the movie, I'm gonna be pissed at you because I have presented this to you. I've told you it's important to me. So the big one there, definitely I would say no. So now let's break it down a little bit more to see where we match. Okay, so movie theaters also definitely no phone zone. You would agree?
Yes.
Okay, I will say they can't hear you nodding on our audio podcast.
Well, I recently was at a movie and I got a voicemail that I need to answer. So what I did was I contorted my body into a shell so at least the light wouldn't reflect completely.
And that's what you should do.
And then listen really closely.
Right. You didn't put it on speakerphone or anything like that. Yeah.
So,
you didn't take away from it the other people trying to enjoy
I also sit in the very back. So no one sees my light.
Yeah.
I just personally like to sit in the back, but, it helps when, let's say I do get a text.
Right.
And it's one I do have to answer.
Because it does happen.
Sometimes that happens, and, So, again, I contort my body to where the phone light tries to not escape into other people's vision.
Yeah.
And then, quickly answer, then put it away.
But as a general thing, going to the theater, no phone.
It's on.
It's on.
I don't believe in the turning it off because there are emergencies.
There are, and we do live in a
society.
People are
getting loose with that term now, though.
Yeah.
But, however, it's on. It's silent, though, or vibrate, whatever.
Yeah.
So, I do look at it if something happens and it's deemed not important, then I put it down.
And we do live in a society now where more people have cell phones than home phones.
Yes.
So if they need to reach you, that's the number that they know. Okay, so now let's bring it into the home.
Okay.
You and some people, or just one other person, are watching a movie. It's just a movie and pizza night. Nothing, not like a special movie or anything.
Yeah.
And they keep getting on their phone, keep answering texts, keep getting on Facebook, stuff like that. Where do you stand there?
That's
And it's not a date or anything.
Well, first of all, I agree with the first one because I've had moments where I wanted to show not even geek movies, just a movie I really want to show you. It's a good movie. I am enthusiastic about showing you this movie.
Yeah,
I've either had people be on Facebook or whatever, or Instagram.
Yeah,
or in the special case, fall asleep.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's a completely different rant right there.
The ghost we call Mike is the one to blame for that.
Called out there. Come defend yourself.
Yes. Yeah. So that annoys me. For sure. Theater, obviously. If you've not listened to my last two things about theater etiquette, then, you shouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Regular viewings, that's tough.
Yeah.
If we are in sync, because I'm not perfect, sometimes, well, especially if I'm alone, my tablet is...
I have like a laptop, the phone, I have everything going if I'm alone.
Everything is out.
Yeah.
So, it's not that I'm, against doing it, period. So, as far as your last one, you know what? It's tough to say.
Yeah.
Because if I feel like it and that person feels like it, we just happen to be on together, I can't fault either of us.
Right.
And the other one is, as long as it's not the whole program.
Yeah.
Which, unlike, say, the case on your internet judge, where it seemed like he was on the whole time.
Right.
That would be a problem, but, I've caught glances where someone's actually watching and being on their phone. But, you can do both.
Yeah. To a certain degree.
Yeah. But, if a major plot point happens, you will catch it. Whether you're on your phone.
Yeah.
Unless you're asleep. That's the
Yeah. Now,
so it's half and half.
Well, no, I got a third one.
Okay.
So we don't.
that was the third one.
No, we don't. Well, the big one, bringing somebody to see a specific movie. That, I mean, I think most everybody would agree. You know, if you're showing somebody something important to you, you want them to be present.
Yes.
Or either
because then why bother? Why am I showing you this if you don't have an interest?
Yeah. Or either just tell me I don't get this. It's not speaking to me. And then I'll be like, all right, I'm going to turn it off. Because if you're not enjoying it...
Let's watch something else.
Yeah, if you're not enjoying it, just tell me. It's not going to... It'll hurt my feelings more seeing you ignore it.
Or sleep.
Yeah, or sleep. Or, I didn't know I was going to press a button with you on that one.
That's okay.
And,
we're on the somewhat subject.
Yeah. Now, what about if you... Now, it's not a special TV show or anything, but you regularly watch a TV show with somebody... And not just, I mean, if it's during commercials, like if you're watching it on TV or Hulu or the CW app, you know, and they text or something during commercials, fine. But if they're like on Facebook the entire time you two are watching this show together, what are your feelings there? Because it's different than a movie, because with the movies, there can be space where nothing's really happening for a while.
It's difficult to say. Only in sense, you know, like, I mean, I do watch a lot of TV, and, you know, there are people I feel compelled to show this TV show to you.
Right.
Again, I think I gotta go with my other answer, you know? As long as it's not like a constant thing, and as long as you get the parts I really want you to see.
Right.
I suppose.
Okay.
And I mean, but again, it's also, you know, if I'm showing something, you know, I've seen it, so, you know, chances are I will too be on a device at some points or another. So it's kind of going back, if we're in sync about using our devices,
right,
then, you know, I can't fault you if I am too on it. And I'm only speaking this because this does happen. Yeah. But it's tough.
Well, one thing I'd really like our listeners...
It's strangely tough for me to answer this.
Yeah. And I'm wondering if part of that is generational, because there is, what, like 10 years between us?
Yes.
Yeah. So, maybe
give or take.
Yeah, me being the older one, obviously.
And they didn't have to know that.
Well, I did say I'm 36 earlier, so...
I never said how old I was.
Well, now they can do the math. So, but one thing I'd like our listeners / quote unquote viewers, since we are on YouTube, to do is we'll give you the information at the end of the show, but we're on social media now, and I want people to kind of give us feedback. You know, where do you stand?
Not during watching someone's special TV show, though.
Yeah, if you're a person who, you know, if The Princess Bride is the most important film ever to you for whatever reason, and you're showing it to somebody who is also special to you, and they text or Facebook, especially, I can give more leeway to texting than I can like Facebooking, Twittering, stuff like that, because texting is more, you know, proactive. There's a reason that you're doing that. Facebook, you know, you're just kind of thumbing through it.
Yeah.
But I kind of want to hear what other people, you know, have to say. You know,
I one last thing about that is if this Facebook experience, if you're at least letting the other person in on your experience, like you saw something funny, and you show it to them,
right?
You know, instead of a complete solo.
Yeah, you're sitting there giggling every so often, and then swiping it.
Then you know, if you're really showing what you're looking at, you know, I've had many great experiences where someone's on Facebook, but I and them, we show each other something funny.
Yeah.
So, not that helps my answer any better, but that, you know, at least makes it better than just pure, like, I'm looking at Instagram, Twitter, you know, Pinterest.
Just because you're bored with the movie or show.
Yeah. If you're just engaged all around to everything, then
And the one kind of pass I will give, except in the movie theater, is IMDb and Wikipedia. Because sometimes there'll be someone or something in the movie or show you're watching, and it's going to grate at you until you figure out who that is. Or in the case of somebody like me, besides being a horror nerd, I'm a bit of a history nerd, which is why I really like this season of Legends of Tomorrow. But there will be something that happens in there where I'm like, all right, did they make that up, or did they actually get that from something? So straight to Wikipedia, trying to look it up there. So, but that's going on a proactive mission there. That's not just going, oh, I'm bored, I'm going to look up, how old is a potato? Something like that. Which is where Wikipedia eventually takes you no matter what you look up. You get to potato.
Yes.
So.
Well, that was that.
Yes, that's been my rant slash icebreaker here.
A couple things I'm going to bring up before we get into the main event.
Yeah.
So, since you just mentioned being a history nerd, I consider myself a very big film nerd.
Right.
And the biggest thing is happening in about a month. The Academy Awards are coming up, and I've had Academy Award parties. I get excited every year for nominees, and nominees were announced this past Tuesday. So, not this episode. I'm not prepared to give a full diagnostic look. But the episodes we're going to have leading on, I'm going to give you predictions on who I think will win.
Okay, and, so TeeVo's picks.
Yeah, and I won't give every category, because some of them... Right. Well, I mean, while I like seeing them, I'm just I'm gonna stick with writing, acting, directing.
The ones that most of our listeners would know.
Yeah. So,
because most people aren't going to know like sound design.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know sound design. Right. I can give you my thoughts on who will win based on trend, but I am not.
I recognize that person's name, so they
I am not a sound designer, nor a costume designer,
right,
or a songwriter.
Yeah.
So keep a look at that. And so, like I said, if you've been listening to us, you know we are predominantly a S.H.I.E.L.D. show.
Right.
And if you are a S.H.I.E.L.D. watcher, you know that there was an actor on the show called Brett Dalton.
Right.
Well, I went to see Brett Dalton's latest film, and it's called The Resurrection of Gavin Stone.
Okay.
Have you heard about this?
I've vaguely heard about it, yeah.
Vaguely? Have you seen the preview?
I've not seen the preview.
Well, we're going to take a short break.
Okay.
And then the next time you hear us, the Beard will have seen the trailer now.
And we're back.
So now you've seen the trailer.
I've seen the trailer.
So let's just start out that I do not watch WWE studio films.
Right.
Not that I inherently...
surprised me. I didn't realize they were part of it.
Well, yeah. Not that I inherently think they're bad movies. They just generally don't interest me.
Right.
I did watch The Call. Did you ever see that with Halle Berry and Abigail Breslin?
It sounds familiar. But...
We're about, Halle Berry plays like the 911 person. She's having to rescue Abigail Breslin, who's just been kidnapped and all that stuff. I don't know if you ever saw that.
No, I don't think I've seen
that. Well, that was a WWE film, and I was like, oh, wow. Yeah, you have real actors in this.
Right, yeah.
And again, not meaning to call them not actors.
Oh, but... now that we're on social media, we're going to get all the hate for, for saying wrestlers can't be actors except for The Rock.
Yes. But, so, don't usually watch them. And this is a... as you saw from the trailer, is a very predominantly religious-based film.
Right. Yeah, they're making no qualms about that. They're not trying to trick you into seeing it.
So, generally movies, those types of movies I'm not geared towards. But, so, needless to say, I was there for Brett Dalton. So I won't give a review, per se, or a plot summary.
Right. Well, I mean, just judging from the preview there, that... I can predict where everything goes.
So, more or less, it will be just reaction.
Okay.
The film is not as... the themes are there.
Yeah.
But it's not as hokey as you may think.
Okay.
Should have been a theatrical movie? Maybe not, but...
it did kind of look like a straight-to-DVD.
It looked like kind of a TV movie, but still, it wasn't as hokey as you think. If you ever seen previews for, God's Not Dead.
Right.
Looks pretty hokey. I'm sorry. Or Heaven's for Real.
Yeah, it's because they have smaller studios. They don't have the funding, the budget to do what, Lionsgate and stuff like that do.
This one is not as hokey as you feel. Brett Dalton did a great job in his, I guess, close to end S.H.I.E.L.D. days or, post-S.H.I.E.L.D. days.
Yeah. And it looks like he plays that bad boy character that my wife loves so much.
Hey, if she's going to enjoy a bad boy turning into Jesus, then...
Isn't that every girl's dream?
Then, by God.
No pun intended.
By God, she will enjoy this.
Yeah.
So I guess this reaction's for your wife.
Yeah.
So whenever it comes to the Redbox or a streaming sight.
Yeah.
Because I don't foresee you buying this.
Yeah.
I don't think I will ever buy this.
Yeah.
Even though I paid to go see it.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, I saw it on the special super cheap bargain hour.
Right.
But still, hey, you'll enjoy it.
Okay.
It's a simple movie. Like you said, you saw the trailer, you know how it's going to play out.
Yeah.
They don't pull any punches, they don't trick you or anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I will say it will be worth your time whenever you see it.
So an enjoyable movie, but not like life-changing.
Well, I mean, it
not life-changing for you.
Not life-changing for me.
Yeah, but and I doubt it will be from
But if it's life-changing for somebody, then I guess you can go tell Brett Dalton, hey, that was awesome.
Right.
And I will tell him, you know what, I don't usually watch WWE films. I'm not a particular religious person per se, but I did see your film and enjoyed you, sir. Good job.
Yeah, and the janitor from Scrubs.
Yeah, Neil Flynn.
So that really surprised me.
And for wrestling fans, there is a wrestler in it. There's Shawn Michaels, so you can see him.
I thought that, because I don't really watch wrestling, but I'm familiar with some of their faces, and I thought he looked familiar, but I couldn't.
So you got a lot. You got stuff to look at. So.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Something for everyone.
So if you see Brett Dalton on our thumbnail, you'll know why now.
Yeah.
But, so now on to the good stuff. And next time you will hear us, we will be talking spoilers. So if you don't want to, go away now.
Right. But come back at the end so you can hear how to find us on social media, which will also be linked in the description of the video.
Yes.
And we're back again.
All right. So
we need actual ads for the middle here.
Oh no! Don't say that. People hate. Oh no! If you've ever seen and it's a generational thing now, or the times we are living. The type of rage that comes in when someone sees an ad and not their video.
Oh, see, now I don't mean like an ad. Back in the day when websites first started getting popular, personal websites, they had what was called banner exchange.
Oh, yes.
So it's like, I'll put your banner on my site if you put mine. So what we need is other cool podcasts, Anna Faris, to advertise and then, speak about ours, a little quid pro quo sort of thing.
Yeah.
But,
But do you agree? Just the rage that comes in ads.
Oh, yeah. No, if all of a sudden a Tide commercial started playing during this, I'm sure everybody would turn it off.
Yep.
Yeah, so, we're not trying to make any money off of this.
If Tide does want to pay us.
Yeah, because we have mentioned you.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, viewers, but we probably take it.
Oh, yeah. No, but I would rather do the old radio ads where we talk about it instead of playing an ad. If any,
we'll tell you we're wearing a Tide logo.
Right. I'll put it we'll put it on the thumbnail.
whether we are.
Yeah. Now, if any coffee company wants to provide me with free coffee, I will talk about them all day. Also, there doesn't have to be money exchange there.
But going on to let's start with Supergirl.
Yes, Supergirl is back, and I would say she hit the ground running, but she really hit the air flying with missiles coming at her.
Yes. What did you think of the Kevin Smith directed Supergirl?
I enjoyed it. I wouldn't have known Kevin Smith directed it
aside from his daughter,
who I didn't even place right at first. I wouldn't have known it was Kevin Smith. I mean, it did have that extra heartness like his Flash episode had, but there wasn't anything.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
It did feel more of a Kevin Smith episode than Killer Frost did.
Right.
Where it just felt like anybody could have done that.
Right.
I thought there were some meta references that maybe he would do.
Yeah.
Like at the end when Maggie's like, yeah, your sister Supergirl. Those glasses don't do anything.
Right, yeah.
I was like, I feel like he would write something like that.
Well, what's funny about that particular scene is it took that scene to remind me that she didn't know who Supergirl was. Because when she said that, I thought, what? Didn't you already meet? Oh, no, you met them separately each time. Yeah. But for some reason in my head, she had already known who, Kara actually was.
I enjoyed the episode, but, there were very little things they established, first of all. Important things, I suppose, but, they were kind of tiny. The overall plot of, Kevin Smith's daughter being kidnapped, and they go rescue her, and they were on a red sun. It was like, okay,
Yeah.
The big things to take away from is that, so apparently Mon-El is somewhat royalty.
Yeah. I'm thinking that he's the Prince of Daxam.
He is the Prince of Daxam, not the protector of the Prince of Daxam.
Right, especially when Kara asks about looking up to the prince, and he just goes, he wasn't anything to look up to.
And that alien was like, no, don't hurt him.
Right.
Which first
I was like,
and then bows to him. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, because before he did the bow, when he said don't hurt him, I thought, well, it's because they're after Supergirl. They're not after him, so... But then he did the bow, and I'm like, oh.
That's obvious.
Just writing it out for us, DC. I felt that this episode, I definitely agree with it being small parts. I felt that this episode was just reminding us all who the characters were, because it's like everybody had a little piece of the pie there.
I thought Wynn had a pretty good part in this.
I think his turnaround was a little too fast, but because he was helping the Guardian at the beginning, gets the crap knocked out of him, almost shot, decides he doesn't want to play superhero anymore. Then he gets shipped off to the planet with the red sun and comes back and says, okay, now I'm back on. I think it should have waited until the next episode for him to rejoin the Guardian. That way there was some, at least, concept of time. Because this episode seemed like it all happened within the time frame of less than 24 hours.
Right. And that's one thing. It's they really can play so much with like a red sun. Mm-hmm. And, like you said, it felt rushed.
Yeah.
Not a bad rush, but, I could...
Right.
But I, was like, well, there's so many things, you can play, and especially from an actor's point of view, for Melissa Benoist, it's like, you can play vulnerability in a character that kind of doesn't have many.
Right.
But, you decided not to move forward. It's like, all right, whatever.
Yeah. I like how... it's addressed that she is all rainbows and puppies. And she basically says, it's because these people need rainbows and puppies. I'm paraphrasing, obviously.
Yeah.
But, and I like that they did that, because it's almost as if the writers were saying, okay, this is what everybody thinks about us. We're going to tell them why she is like this now.
Another big development. So Mon-El was inspired by all this to now want to be a superhero.
Right.
Yeah. So yay.
Yeah.
Help.
I was agreeing with him, though, the last episode and then the beginning of this one, where just because you are different than, the humans and everything around, just because you did survive your planet, that should not require you to save them, to be this
I agree
hero.
With that.
Yeah. So I did think it was kind of rude for, Kara to be pushing him that entire time. I mean, great that he is doing it now, but he came to it on his own terms.
That
sort of thing, yeah. And I really like him as an actor, too.
Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah.
I'll be watching him.
I know, because he's definitely that leading guy, pretty boy sort of thing, but not like Brad Pitt, George Clooney type thing. He's still, like, if he was walking down the street and wasn't famous, even as famous, if he was walking down the street, you might not recognize him. He's not going to really stick out.
If I went to a con, I'd need a banner with his face on it.
Exactly. Even if he was at a table, you would need something.
I need the banner.
Yeah. A big neon sign.
Yeah. Chris Wood.
Yeah. From Supergirl.
Exactly. Then I'd be like, yes!
Yeah, because even if it said Chris Wood, I would be sitting there like, he looks familiar, but I can't place it. Let me Google him.
But he's playing the character... I mean, I don't... Again, there's so many notes to a production, so it's not just him, but the way he's portraying it and how the writers are, writing it.
Yeah.
He's not as puppies and rainbows as, like, Melissa Benoist is playing Supergirl. There seems to be more to him.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's not out of tone for the show.
Right, yeah.
So it's got
he's not overly dark. He's not like Batman v Superman dark. Yeah. But he's not Marvel happy either.
Nor is he DC TV show happy.
Right, yeah.
Or the Arrow dark. He's kind of they're collaboratively treading each line, and then he's got some kind of natural charisma.
He does, yeah.
So it's fun.
Yeah.
I was worried we're just gonna get another happy alien or a sad alien like Hank Henshaw or the Martian Manhunter or wherever you want to say.
Yeah.
But he's kind of playing all sides in that emotional spectrum. So I like that.
Another thing I like about him, and this really says a lot about the actor, is the fact that they're not doing the thing that they normally do with aliens, where it's like, for one episode, he's completely alien, and then every episode after that, he understands everything about Earth.
Yes.
He didn't know what club soda was.
Yes.
Except for the entire episode.
That was funny. She's like, "Ooh, what is this? I actually don't know what club soda is." Yeah. But yay, lovely puppies and rainbows. He brings her at the end a club soda.
Yeah. But it's that sort of thing where there are and he'll mention like he'll be having loud conversations with her about other planets and stuff like that. Like it's because he's not used to Earth culture. And I hope they keep that. I mean, eventually he's going to learn more and more.
Yes. Or is he?
Or is he? Yeah, he could be that stubborn.
Or I was going for their classic. We like him. He's on the chopping block.
Oh yeah. Oh, TeeVo and the Beard like him. Let's get him, get him out of there.
But let's see. Another thing that stuck out for the episode is so Maggie and Alex.
Right.
And by God, if Maggie threatens to break up again, I would be like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Jeez, guys, stop.
Yeah. The on again, off again, on again, off again thing.
You're on now.
Yeah. Keep it.
Just at the end when she was like, oh, I don't think you're ready. I was like, oh my God.
I know.
Stop threatening.
She is ready. Just
stop threatening to break up with her.
Right. Because I do understand. I mean, I've been in situations before like Alex where it's like, you know, you've had so many things happen to you negative that when something good happens to you, you're like, no, we can't have this. We got, you know.
Oh, that's my life right now.
Yeah, right. So
God forbid if I ever get a girlfriend, I don't know what I'm going to do.
Right. So if you wake up happy one day and, you know, then, you know, Supergirl disappears, it's like, oh, well, it's because I was happy.
Yeah.
That's, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, when Alex did that, I was like, no, I understand exactly. I am not Team Maggie right now.
I was just like, oh, you're not right. It's like, are we doing this again?
Yeah, just listen to her and understand what she's, you know, going through.
And you definitely have to understand now that you definitely know that Kara is Supergirl.
Yeah.
So if something happens now.
Yeah, and you kind of claim that you've known it for a while.
Exactly. So if something bad happens to anything now, please.
Yeah.
Understand.
Yeah. Take time to listen to her, ask her questions, give her some space if she needs it, you know.
Go talk to Helen Slater. She knows everything.
I know, right? It's almost like she was Supergirl before.
But that's really it. I mean, I enjoy the episode, but, you know.
I love the Star Trek references.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not a Richard.
Yeah.
I'm not a Richard. I'm not a Richard.
And then how the alien characters looked very Star Trek-like, and he defeats them by hitting them with a rock, which was very Kirk.
Yes.
So yeah, just the way that whole thing was done. And I even enjoyed even though as far as special effects go, CW has been knocking it out the park with these shows. That planet still looked, in my opinion, very Hollywood set, Paramount set design. I did not believe for 1 second they were on another planet, even with Death Castle.
But it's okay.
Yeah.
It's the show.
Yeah. And what do you think about the cliche about her, the cliche type character of her boss now, who is pushing her so hard and saying all these bad things? Then the end is like, you go, Danvers. It's like, when he said that, I was just like, I saw that coming. Yeah.
I don't know. I really don't have an opinion on Snapper Car.
Yeah.
Maybe, again, because the Snapper Car they're showing is so different from the... So, most of my DC knowledge... it started, of course, you know, knowing Batman and Superman. Right. It really expanded when Cartoon Network did that Justice League cartoon. The Justice League Unlimited. Yeah. And introduced a cavalcade of all characters. So I learned most of these people. Yeah. And Snapper Car was one of them. And he did not look like that guy. Right. So... And also, they don't use them a lot. They use them for a mean. I'm gonna be mean. I'm gonna be the non-puppies and rainbows part of the show.
But it's that comical, it's that over-the-top meanness sort of thing that you would see like in the cartoon version. It's,
but he doesn't show a lot, so I guess I don't have an opinion because it's not the physical embodiment what I thought the character looked like, and B, they don't even use him a lot. Yeah. So. Let him get kidnapped. Let's see some more stuff from him.
Yeah, give him some character growth by having an alien come to... Yeah. And I love that Central City is in the DC world is such a place where Kara can say, yeah, they were all kidnapped by aliens and sold into slave trade. And it's just National City, excuse me. But Central City also. Yeah, we're not there yet. I skipped ahead on the map there. But yeah, but in the DC universe, you can say they were kidnapped by aliens for slave trade. And he's just like, okay. Because he's the most... quote-unquote human-looking. He looks like he came out of the real world and has been placed into the DC world. Yes. He doesn't look like he came from a comic book, so he should have a little surprise. So what do you... I would normally ask, what are you looking for future episodes? But what are you looking for with the musical episode?
Well, let's just say if you are a Glee fan, which I was not. No. for those of you who don't know, they have cast the Music Meister, and I'm very disappointed it's not Neil Patrick Harris.
Yeah.
Because he, not only just because we just want him, but he did voice the character in an animated episode of Batman Brave and the Bold.
Okay.
So I think that's where people were hoping.
Yeah.
And I'd seen that, and I thought, yes!
Yeah.
It's not Neil Patrick Harris, it's Darren Criss. I don't have a problem with Darren Criss, mainly because I just don't know much about Darren Criss.
I knew he was on Glee, and that's all I've known him from.
But it's a reunion because Melissa Benoist and Grant Gustin, who is also going to be in the crossover musical episode, they were on Glee. Yeah. So it's Glee reunion, so if you're a Gleek, this is awesome. Right. If not, well, I hope those songs are catchy, and by God... I mean, you know what? But it's just a bold thing to say. If you thought Supergirl was puppies and rainbows, this episode better be just on steroids.
It better be. It better be the awesomely bad thing that they've done for Xena, they've done for Buffy. They would have done. I'm sure. I guarantee there would have been a musical Firefly episode at one point.
I need the puppies and rainbowness of Barry Allen and Supergirl.
I need diabetes from this episode.
And then not that I'm going to watch it, but if they ever talk about it with Arrow, I just wanted to look at them and just be like, oh my God. I'm going to get diabetes from this. If there's news footage of it.
Yeah, he just steps into one scene, he's like, nope. And then goes back to...
don't have... So that would be what I want. Just kick out the puppies and rainbows.
Yeah, and it can even be a filler, episode that is...
I think it's going to be filler for Supergirl. Ish. Well, I don't know. I think she's coming to the Flash.
Okay.
Because...
It's getting confusing now that they're on the same channel.
We're about to go into the Flash now, but I think she's coming to the Flash. Okay. So it won't be filler for Supergirl. But because we're now going to segue into the Flash.
This is our best segue yet.
So Barry is trying to prevent the future.
He's rewriting time again.
Where Savitar, but instead of the past, he's going forward.
Right.
But he's trying to prevent the future where Savitar murders Iris.
Right.
And brilliantly written and performed by Tom Cavanaugh.
Yeah.
Written by the writers. Performed by Tom Cavanaugh. Right. Not that I'm saying Tom Cavanaugh does everything. The domino analogy with it.
Yeah.
I was like, I've never heard it like that before, and that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
But, so their objective is to change certain events that leads into that.
Right.
So if they alter it, possibly they'll alter Iris being murdered. And they have few objectives to go by. They need to... not let the Star-Labs Museum close.
Right. Well, for those, who do listen to us but don't watch the show, or, listen to us and then watch the show.
Yeah.
So when Barry goes into the future and when he accidentally goes into the future and sees...
Didn't mean to.
Right. It legitimately is not his fault that he saw this and sees Iris being killed. He notices stuff going on the news.
Yes.
And so he has Cisco vibe him
back to that
point.
And they're watching the news.
And he can actually watch the news to find, breadcrumbs to which to change, possibly change the outcome, the future.
Yes. And like I said, one of them is they need to keep Star-Labs Museum open. They need to not let Caitlin become Killer Frost again.
Right.
What's another one?
Joe gets an award, and I'm sure that's going to come up in the... Because that didn't come up in this episode, but it was on the news thing.
Trying to think of more of them. Wow. Gorilla Grodd.
Right, yeah.
There's a gorilla attack, so I think that's going to happen because we've seen, pictures.
Yeah.
But I think I think they're going to try to minimize the casualty of it. But the main one that segued from the Supergirl episode is that the Music Meister comes.
Right.
So we know that's going to happen.
Yeah.
We knew it anyway because DC is really bad about hiding their secrets.
They are, but this episode of Flash is a great example of that because they literally have told us the rest of the season.
So they told us the day that Iris is going to get murdered.
Yeah.
And conveniently,
it's
probably the season finale.
I know, May 23rd, 2017. It's like they're not hiding anything from us.
And these events literally are probably the plot points of the next.
Yeah, 'cause I didn't count, but I think the stuff they wrote down matches the number of episodes left.
No, there's more, but just like that, those are going to be the main points.
Yeah.
So if it's not that, so like you said, like you were saying, is the music episode filler? Well, unfortunately, it's not filler. Yeah. They need it to happen in some way.
But I'm wondering if that might be one that I'm sure some of them they're going to like double up in there. So will the Music Meister be a huge part of the episode? Will he be?
It better.
Yeah,
it better. Don't give me a half musical episode.
Right.
I want a full Puppies and Rainbows, for God's sake. So those are things to look forward to in The Flash. So on that note, what did you think of tonight's episode? Or that night's episode?
I really loved HR in this episode. Because I've been kind of back and forth on him, but...
He's definitely grown on me.
Yeah.
But is it me, or did Cisco just seem extra douchey in this episode
too? He did. Yeah.
And I'm glad he turned it around at the end.
I was not liking Cisco.
Are we going to play this again? I thought we were over this.
Yeah, because Cisco seemed to be just like saying no to HR no matter what.
Yeah.
The thing. It's like the sky is blue. No, HR, it's not blue. It's actually more an azul type color.
Because we're smart and you're not.
Yeah, because we're from this earth and you're not from this earth. And so you're just smart. A writer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm glad it turned around because I was thinking, by God, if we play this again, they already did this with HR.
Yeah.
We're over this.
And HR, bless his heart, as my grandmother would say, he was trying.
Yes.
Like with the museum, he went out and even though nobody was helping him, he went out and did it.
Yes.
Sure, the hologram science was horrible and all that. And, nothing was really working out right. Marketing and everything wasn't working out. But he tried. He was trying to do something for them.
And now that they know they have to keep it open, but it was nice to see them collaborate on the museum. So it was nice.
Yeah.
For a non-action-y plot point.
Yeah. Because HR, as it's been established now, is not an action person. He's not a smart scientist, anything like that. As Cisco
he's the idea guy.
Yeah, as Cisco douchely put it, do you think the guy you were working with, solved it on purpose to get rid of you?
Yeah.
I was like,
Cisco.
Wow.
Yeah. What is up with you?
Yeah.
I was like, what is up with you?
But Cisco had a lot of fast turnarounds in this episode, though. Because not only that, but the fact that Cisco was really affected by Flashpoint. But when Barry said, hey, vibe me to the future so we can change it, he's like, all right, sure, let's hop in here.
Yes.
It's like, your brother died because of something messing with time.
Yes.
Aren't you afraid you're going to affect other things? Because obviously there's going to be ripples from everything they're doing.
Well, I like... As Cisco pointed out that he's not the smart guy, but when Barry had questions for him about, time travel stuff, he was really smart about it. Like the domino thing and also the two schools of thought, whether you can change it or it's destiny and it's going to happen.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, this is good stuff.
Well, I like his, and I'm not sure if it was purposely an Oedipus reference, but I like his analogy, and I'm going to ruin his actual quote, but he basically says, the path you take to avoid destiny is often the one you find it on. Yeah.
But unfortunately, I kind of believe in both.
Right.
So they are...
The Doctor Who's theory, where some things are set and some things are fixed points and some things are...
Well, prediction of mine is that they will, as stated in this episode. So Plunder is the villain.
Right.
And part of the news thing they were looking at is that Plunder was... caught by the Flash.
Right.
They change it this time so that Kid Flash catches him. By the way, love Kid Flash.
Yes. His official name too now.
Yeah. So that they're working their way towards changing all that. So I do believe that we will not see Iris get murdered.
Right. Yeah.
However, I believe in the Destiny part that someone is going to die.
Oh yeah.
So now it's a question of whether it's Iris. That's up to you. I got a feeling it's going to be Joe.
Yeah.
Until the episode proves me wrong, of course.
Yeah, and that might go into, when they affect him getting the award.
Yeah.
Because if they're going to affect everything they wrote down on there.
Yeah. And I started thinking more into that because they have pointed out that every bad speedster has killed a loved one of Barry.
Yeah.
So Reverse Flash killed his mom.
Mm-hmm.
Zoom killed his father.
Right.
You know, he's got Iris, but he has another fatherless figure.
Yeah.
And
so we're gonna kill all the adults.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's starting to become cast overload at this point.
It is. Yeah.
You need to start trimming.
Yeah.
Because the Arrow Classic, you know, if your show managed to work with X amount of people, you know, then why do you need more people?
Right. Yeah.
You need to trim it. So the addition of Wally was essential because we know that character. Mm-hmm. But now it seems like Malfoy is joining the show.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't mind that. I kind of like where his character has come from.
Again, it's another kind of setup that I think they did a little too fast. They should have split it up a little bit. But yeah.
But overall, the result I dig. I like it, and I like that his character is probably going to be the person that doesn't say everything that they want to hear.
Right.
But I like.
He's already proven that he's socially awkward with them.
Yes, and that's fine. I like good guy Julian. Mm-hmm.
I thought it was weird that he replaced Caitlin's bracelet with a necklace like very quickly. Like, and has he been working on this behind the scenes?
And by the way, that necklace looked like it could fall off at any moment. Yeah. Cisco and Julian make a choker if it's really meant to be, you know, there in the occasion of like Killer Frost returning. Mm-hmm. If she turns around, it will probably fall. Yeah. So,
and also it's a very obvious thing. So if I'm like the bad guy and I want her to become Killer Frost, rip the necklace off. Yeah, the bracelets would be harder to take.
But still, it's just like that necklace was dangling so low. I was like, this is gonna fall off. Mm-hmm. If she gets in any danger, it's falling off.
Yeah.
I mean, they should.
It could fall off just by leaning over. I mean,
it looked like it was going to.
Yeah, she didn't even have to.
They should have consulted Iris. They could have made a more fashionable choice.
Right. Yeah, because Iris was all about the fashion in this episode.
And I was like, you could have made it a choker. Yeah. So that if she leans over, it will still be there.
Yeah.
But anyway, who am I? Yeah. Who are we?
We're not the fashion police here.
Who are we here?
Yeah.
But I like that. But yeah, going back to that, so you added now 2 extra people to the show.
Who don't we need in this? And sadly, Joe is someone who we don't need because Barry has moved out. He's moved in with Iris, and you know,
I mean, sad to say, or they could kill Malfoy.
Yeah,
you know, so we don't know.
Yeah.
But that will be my prediction that Joe, unfortunately, will maybe bite the dust. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I believe in that. It's like, you know, you're going to change the future, and I believe that they are.
Right.
Like, what we see is not going to happen. There is a school of thought on the internet, because everything is on the internet,
right?
That they will believe that prophecy is going to come true. I don't, but I believe someone was going to die.
Yeah. Yeah,
someone's going to take her place.
Yeah, they're going to rearrange things enough that it
Iris isn't going to die.
Yeah.
But you're not going to. That doesn't mean nobody's going to die.
Right. And HR with Plunder's gun up on the roof in the when he vibed over there, you know.
Yeah.
I thought that was an interesting take, and I wish they would have went somewhere
instead of just being there.
Yeah. Because like, you just made him look even more useless there. So it's like, he had an idea and then was like, forget it. I was gonna shoot him with this gun, but let him kill Iris.
Let's see, what else? What else happened? That worth noticing. You know, I mentioned that Kid Flash is here and he's here to stay.
Yeah. I like that Barry actually came forward with this information faster than he would have in the past.
Yes. Because after the mid-season finale, they released a clip of them before the first party, where Barry is like chiding over how Wally was not listening to him. He's like, if you're not going to listen to me, it's over.
Yeah.
And at first, without context of why he acted that way, he's like, this is counterproductive. Why are you chewing out your help?
Right, yeah.
Because by all means, if you want to fight Savitar by yourself,
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
That worked wonders.
Right.
Even when you did bring your other help, that worked wonders.
Yeah.
So, with context now, because he didn't want Plunder to be caught, because that in his mind, maybe if he goes free, Iris won't die.
Right.
So thankfully there was reasoning with that.
Yeah.
And yes, at the end, Puppies and Rainbow, they do agree to be hero and sidekick.
Yes.
But speaking of that, first I want to say that I am so proud of Barry in the first scene with the fire.
Oh yeah,
he didn't need any help.
Care of it.
He took care of it because he is smart.
Right, he used science.
When he was explaining, fire. I was like, he didn't call the comms.
Right,
he is literally handling it himself.
Cisco, there's a fire. How do I put it out?
But he was looking at the soot and knowing oxygen levels.
Yep.
I was like,
yeah,
you're the Flash. Thank you. You are the Flash.
Yeah.
And you told Kid Flash what is going on.
You're using that science degree finally.
And you're being the hero.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
Yeah.
I
now, granted, you're going to save the life of somebody who's going to talk bad about Kid Flash later, but you didn't know that.
But still, it's just the notion of like he was being the hero.
Right.
And I wanted him to be that since maybe midway in this first season.
Mm-hmm.
But if we get more of that Flash, I think we're gonna have a good time.
Yeah, because there needs to be less of a separation between Barry and Flash.
Yeah.
Because you have the same brain, no matter if you're wearing the costume or if you're in regular clothes.
Yeah.
So,
but just the notion of him knowing what, because I've had a problem with him calling for help ever since he couldn't figure out how to cool tar.
Right. Yeah. Basic science stuff there.
So seeing that just made me happy.
Yeah. So, and what are you looking forward to besides Music Meister?
Well, clearly we know exactly what we were looking forward to, but the episode did end on a cliffhanger.
Yep.
But unfortunately, it's not a cliffhanger because DC is really bad about really, really bad about their letting plot points go out. Mm-hmm. So we know that's Gypsy.
Right.
And we know that she is there because she is a bounty hunter going to look for HR. Mm-hmm. And because apparently on Earth 19, international travel is illegal.
Yeah.
What she does from there on out, we don't know. But that whole notion of like, oh, who is this? Well, yeah, I know who this is because you released that plot point already. Yeah, the only way you don't know is if you only watch the show and literally read nothing else, look at nothing else about Flash outside of this. Yeah. Which sometimes it's not a bad idea. Right, yeah, especially in a case like this. Yeah, because, mysterious international traveler. Oh no, she's looking for HR. Well, I know why. Yeah, because my wife doesn't read or see anything. She doesn't even listen to this podcast. That's fine. Yeah, so in the notion of like not reading stuff. Yeah, so I haven't told her who that was. I'm letting her have her nice mystery for the week there. That's lovely, isn't it? Yeah, I wish I could be in those shoes sometimes. I wish so too, but I'm just so curious. Yeah, but other than that, I guess what I said, looking forward to Barry being more the hero, because, what kind of example are you setting if, the basic problems, you're going like, guys, and then Kid Flash standing there going like, so you're saying if I need help, I always have them. I shouldn't figure this out on my own. Yeah, basically, yeah. So want more of the Flash we saw in the first scene where they took out the fire. Yeah. I want to see Wally get in, it doesn't have to be in major trouble, but in some sort of minor trouble or predicament with his bravosity, his kind of cockiness. Because like when they start shouting Kid Flash and all that, he is very, like, yes, this is me. Give me all the credit. Give me all the glory. I want to see that bite him. It doesn't have to be like a major plot point or anything, but I think I think it's the ever classic. See how he, handles himself. Yeah. Yeah, that ever classic plot point. Yeah. So now on to the Marvel side universe. Though. The reason everybody comes to this show, and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. What did you think? I enjoyed it. This is a good episode. Yeah. I had to admit I enjoyed last week's episode more. Okay. Because I do really enjoy character development and all that, and this was more action driven. Okay. In this episode, there were quite a few things that were predictable, and not just from the comic fan point of view, but just general TV and movie watching. Like what? Well, the simulation that May was in. Once she escaped out the door and started running up the stairs and all that, I was like, this is a simulation. Yes. And it wasn't even an I think this is a simulation. It was like, this is a simulation. They are making none of the doors open. There's a staircase that they have never referenced before. She ends up in a barren apartment room simulation. Yes. I will. The one thing I noticed is that, man, they are really doing that 10 o'clock showing time, because there's lots of skin shown lately
Yeah.
on Shield.
Yes, there is. Anybody want to get naked? Come on, Shield.
Yeah. There's a lot of skin being shown.
Yeah.
I agree with the predictability on that notion, but I did not expect Dr. Radcliffe.
Oh, the entire time I kept picking different. I was like, no, Fitz is the LMD. No, Tatlock's the LMD.
I was convinced that Mac was the LMD.
I was at one point too. Yeah,
I was convinced that Mac was the secret LMD. But it wasn't.
Because I mean, he wouldn't know it. So
yes,
yeah,
but it's not.
Yeah,
it's Dr. Radcliffe.
Yeah,
and if he is sinking into the not redeemable slot, he is going further.
Yeah.
So, basic plot, at least the main plot, was so while at Daisy's Senate hearing to sign the Sokovia Accords, Coulson has an idea to bug Senator Nadir's office to get a leg up on what's going to happen. And she catches him because we find out there is a mole.
Yes.
in the ranks, and it's not May.
No,
she has a different job.
Yeah, she's a different type of mole. It's
and the whole episode, like we were saying, we're predicting. Okay, who is it? Who is it? Who is it? And it turns out the mole is Dr. Radcliffe himself, because the Dr. Radcliffe we have been seeing is not the real one.
Right.
The real one snitched to Senator Nadir.
Yeah.
Who again? That actress is just. Oh, that character!
The more they mention the supervisor, though, and the more we see like Ratcliffe with his LMDs and all that, the less scary she gets.
Yes, but she's not scary.
Still dislikable.
I just hate her.
Right, but it's like she doesn't really, strike fear or anything, and
she just annoys us.
She annoys us now. Yeah, it's like, sure, you killed your brother. That's that was terrible, but now
even then it was annoying.
Yeah, you're an underling.
Yeah,
you're
just an annoying.
I thought for sure we were going to see the supervisor in this.
We will see it this coming up episode.
Okay,
he is credited to be there. This person that that I do not.
Yes,
so I'm expecting good things based on your recommendation.
I am too. I'm hoping that because obviously he's a bad guy.
Yes.
So he can take a lot of his pirate characteristics and bring them over. And I hope he has that similar look that he had in Black Sails. I mean, obviously the costuming is going to be different. But.
I know this coming episode, not only do we finally meet the supervisor, but Patton Oswalt finally returns as the Koenigs, and I'm so excited.
Yes. And him and his twin.
Yes.
Yeah, I've never seen this guy before.
That was funny.
Yeah.
But going back to this episode.
Yeah.
Let's see.
As nerds, anytime Patton Oswalt's mentioned, we get a little excited.
What did you think about the reveal of who Hope was? Because that was a lingering plot line from...
I mean, we did assume it was his daughter.
You did?
Yeah. I thought you agreed with me.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, okay. But I assumed it was his daughter.
Okay. Well, you were right.
Yeah. I did not assume it was going to be a dead daughter.
Yes.
I thought that she'd still be alive and with like a divorced wife somewhere.
Well, there is a divorced wife.
Right, yeah. And I think that one thing that needs to happen, because it does not happen in romantic comedies, but needs to happen in superhero shows, is people need to communicate better. So when Max tells JoJo that he's leaving, this is the person you're in some sort of relationship with now. You don't have to give her the full story of where you're going, but don't just,
don't just
look at a text and then leave.
Yeah.
And then come back, and when she says, were you with another woman? And he says, well, there's hope. You hear how that sounds. You have to, I mean, Mac's a smart guy. He might be mostly the muscle, but he's smart enough to go, okay, wait, that didn't come out right. Because I get where JoJo was coming from on that. You answer a suspicious text message and then run off, and, you don't tell your boss where you're going. You don't tell I don't know if they're officially girlfriend and boyfriend, but you don't tell your significant other where you're going. It looks suspicious. Also looks kind of LMD-ish, but
Maybe that was the whole point of that plot. Or at least the way they did that was to be like the red herring.
Right.
Because just from that, I was like, oh, it's Mac. Mac's LMD. I don't know how they would have done that. But...
Right. But for the most of the episode, I thought it was Talbot.
I didn't. I thought that was too easy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, sometimes they can take the easy.
They can, but I was like, nah, it's too easy. It's too easy.
Mm-hmm.
And they already did that with the fake out last season where he snitched to... No, it wasn't. Yeah, it was last season with the Inhuman council they had.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they already did that where he betrayed them.
Yeah.
Even though he wasn't really, he had reasons to.
Yeah, I think for me though, it was on the script side more because it was like he was very much like Coulson. You're the reason. I'm the reason that Shield's back. He was taking a lot of credit. He was very pro, almost too much pro Shield. That it was making me think something was up there. So good work with the script writers for throwing that. And then of course, I thought Fitz was going to be it just because he's trying to work so hard with Ada.
And now we know why. He's not doing anything nefarious. He just had a hunch.
Yeah.
And with that hunch, man, he manned up and just took an agent's gun and shot Radcliffe in the head.
Yeah.
To reveal that it's not the real Dr. Radcliffe.
I'm gonna have to. I want to rewatch that scene again because I'm hoping that I missed like some little look of self-doubt or like look of worry as he points the gun at him. Because just watching it the one time. I mean, he just pulls the gun, shoots him. Just like, yeah, I definitely know this isn't going to be the right guy, but I want the character to show some sort of like, I hope this is going to work out.
I will say, man, just Fitz and Simmons just womaning up, manning up. Just the scene where they arrest Dr. Radcliffe. Mm-hmm. Back in the old days. It would be Coulson and May and Ward showing up with the guns. Now they got guns too.
Yeah, and they're not just icing people anymore.
Oh no. Oh no, he didn't plan to ice Dr. Radcliffe in the head.
Yeah.
He shot him.
This was like, it's either going to kill you or deactivate you, depending on what you are.
And you know what? And it seemed like either way, he was like, I'm fine with either.
Yeah. Because Fitz was pissed at that point because he felt deceived.
Yes. Last bit of thing, going back to May.
Mm-hmm.
So, life model May now is aware that she is a life model.
Yep.
However, she cannot tell anyone.
Right.
And I did like that scene. I thought it was wonderfully acted with, Ming-Na and John Hannah.
Yeah.
How she was saying, like, I know, and I'm going to tell people. You're not.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's like, you told me I can't. No, it's in your programming.
Right, yeah.
Like, you just kept, just that look, he's like, you're not going to tell anybody.
And it really was, because when, all the agents get in there, she's like, oh yeah, when Fitz did his research, I had my doubts too. So it's like she had the perfect opportunity to let it all out. And,
But I just love that look of, you're not.
Yeah.
Nope. Not gonna happen.
Because I like those little things like when Fitz and May are talking and he goes, well, it's just how you're made.
Yeah.
And she has that look like, oh, crap, he knows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Any last thoughts?
No, I just want to see what happens to Nadir's brother.
Yes. Because that's, unfortunately, so the synopses are out for next week. And I believe the one after that.
Mm-hmm.
No mention of him. So that is a little disappointment on my part because my prediction is I wanted everything with that to happen a lot faster than they did in the first half of the season.
Yeah.
So the fact that I haven't seen his name in a while, I was like, oh, God.
Yeah. Don't leave it till the last episode to
by
bring
God.
it back. Yeah.
Oh, by God.
I will have forgotten about him by then.
We almost did when he was brought back up.
Yeah.
So hurry up with that. Whatever is going to happen with him, please hurry up.
Yeah.
I don't know what, but I'm looking forward to meeting his supervisor.
Yeah.
I'm more looking forward to who it is.
Yeah.
We have an actor, and I'm not familiar, but you are. But, the fact that he is still credited as a supervisor leaves that air of mystery on who he is.
Who is the supervisor, yeah.
Let's see. I'm now interested to definitely see how they discover May is not May.
Right.
Now that we know...
Is it going to be by accident? Is she going to find some way to override her programming and tell them?
I would think the coolest thing that could happen. So we know now that she has a wound that's probably not going to heal.
Right.
Like, I want her to go out in the field and, her neck just gets, blown off.
Yeah.
And then, there's...
Something obvious.
And then there's, cybernetic parts.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh...
Well, like you said, with the way they've been showing skin and all that, there may be a scene where her top is off for some reason. Yeah. The after hours S.H.I.E.L.D. pool party. And
well, I always thought the easiest way was to bring in your Deathlock, but there seemed to be, I don't know, J. August Richards, ABC, executive producer of Marvel's of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Mm-hmm.
What's the holdup?
Right.
Bring Deathlock back. I want him back.
Right. What is he doing that's more important?
I know he's doing his own show, but it's on ABC, so
you can cross over.
You can cross over. I'm not saying do a big significant arc like you did in the first season. Just come back.
Yeah. Lean over to the camera, wave for a minute, and then get back to your show.
Come on, hurry up.
Yeah.
I want you back.
Yeah.
And plus, you would know Faye as a life model.
Right, yeah.
But I hope something cool happens. Like, she gets, blown off or
something. I don't want it to be like some, tiny anticlimactic.
Yeah.
Kind of like when they defeated Hydra. That was just very, they were standing in the office like, oh, Hydra's defeated.
Yeah.
And it was like, really? You just went through, multiple seasons of doing this, and that's how it ends?
Yep.
I don't want it to be like, oh, she pricks her finger in oil instead of blood comes out. It's like, oh, that's it. Okay.
So, that is that.
Yeah.
So... go ahead with our information.
Yes, we are on the social medias now, and I say that in plural because we are on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr, not MySpace, not Friendster, but we've kept it easy. We've made it easy to find us. All you gotta do is type in "and the beard," ANDTHEBEARD, and you'll see us come up as TeeVo and the Beard on any of those platforms. Feel free to like us, friend us, follow us, whatever the gods of the particular social medias ask you to do. That way you'll find out about different things we're going to talk about, maybe different special episodes. Eventually I'm going to watch Riverdale, so we're going to
try to get that.
We're going to have a mini episode about that, no particular timeline when, but if you're following us, you'll be able to, we'll give you clues.
I will say... and some for one of these shows, it'll be a while, but we will eventually talk about iZombie.
iZombie, yeah, which might not be till April, but
yes, but that's fine. And that way we get just a big load of it.
Yeah, and also next month we'll start talking about Powerless,
which is really next week.
Next week, yeah. So when that comes out on that one's all is that one NBC? NBC, yeah, because it's DC.
Yes.
And it's being produced by BQ Entertainment. I forgot what that stands for, but the same person who did Cars 2 is doing Powerless, which gives me a little trepidation, but it has Alan Tudyk and the guy from Community.
Danny
Pudi. So it's got them in it, so, I mean, I'm expecting it to be all right. I'm not expecting great things. It's a comedy, it's half an hour, but we're going to fit it in, at least, we're going to give it a try.
I think being a half-hour one,
yeah,
I think I will probably just watch it because it looks like it's going to be comedy.
Yeah.
Predominantly more than superhero. It's half hour, so if anything, it's nice background noise to maybe comment on, maybe not go in depth.
You can be on your phone on Facebook while watching it, if you want to annoy me.
Yes. So it might not be the ones that we go in depth. We just like, hey, it's a good episode. They did this. That was cool. All right.
And if we skip it a week, it probably won't be the.
Just be like, by the way, this happened on Powerless. Should you be interested? Okay, now the other stuff.
Right, yeah. So yeah, if you follow us on our social medias, you can see when we're going to be talking about this stuff. You can also communicate with us that way. Tell us what you want to hear on the show. If you like our icebreakers, let us know. If you have any ideas for icebreakers that you want us to talk about, maybe something that annoys you, or you want to know what we like better, Marvel, DC, Star Trek, Power Rangers. If you want to talk about Star Trek versus Power Rangers, contact us on one of these social medias. We would love to have you as a guest on the show.
If you are a writer, contact us and we will work on it together.
Yes, we want
Joseph Gordon-Levitt made a company that you don't have to be in the same room to create stuff.
Yeah.
Let's take advantage of that.
Yeah, we live in the world of social media and all that, where you can be across the country, across the world, and collaborate. And of course, give us thumbs up on YouTube on these videos, because that helps more people find us. And tell your friends, families, anybody who likes geeky stuff. And if you want to see us do more what if scenarios like we did on the last episode, let us know. And also feel free to give us some ideas, because one thing about improv, since even though we both have theater backgrounds, I'm not, and I assume you're not an improv specialist. You're not somebody who's
professionally. I barely even consider myself a performer, so
right. You know. So the hardest part is always thinking.
So I think for us, we consider ourselves more enthusiasts.
Right. Yeah. We're amateurs at everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're professional amateurs at this point. So the hardest part is always thinking of what if scenarios. Yeah. So.
And the only reason I thought of the last one was mostly mirroring Anna Faris.
Yeah.
But like I said, Anna Faris, I don't think you have the copyright on what if scenarios.
But if you do, we'd love to have you on the show talking about that. Actually, Anna Faris, we just love to have you on the show.
Yes.
Talking about whatever you
want.
Chris
Pratt goes to Atlanta very often now. And, you know, they are shooting Infinity War now, so...
Yeah. We'll have you both on the show.
We'll drive.
Right, yeah.
We'll take a road trip.
On location type thing.
We can record 2 of them at the same time.
There you go. Yeah, we'll do like an ultimate special edition right there. So
next time.
So go like us on the social medias and we'll see you next week. Science.